You can't hide Joe Biden crimes. Thought by now, trying to pay the price. Hunter's going to jail. He'll be sodomized. There ain't no way to hide Joe Biden crime. Hopefully Joe gets hung for treason. Boogie! Coming at you from the Skyhammer Studios here on Cities 92.9, the news and talk of Bloomington Normal. This is the El Donzo and Dees Show.
You have insanity in my earpiece.
I'm El Donzo.
I'm Dees.
And we're coming back at you on a beautiful Saturday morning. Rain or shine, it's always beautiful when you're listening to the El Donzo and Dees Show. Dees, is it not?
I guess.
So, want to give a big shout out to the sponsor for the show today, EnviroSeal. So, if you have sunken concrete slabs, patios, driveways, and you need to pump up those slabs, give these guys a call at 309-275-6303. Now, I'm not going to ask Dees to help me out with this because I'm just going to tell you what they also do, which is residential and commercial spray foam insulation. They use polyurethane foam, the same polyurethane foam they use to pump up those slabs. They'll come in, they'll deck your place out, they'll get you cinched up in a heartbeat. So give those guys a call, EnviroSeal, at 309-275-6303. Now, I want to go over to Dees and ask him a question. Dees, it's a very serious question. I want you to be honest with me on this.
I did not have sexual relations with that. What's the question?
With that man? What'd you say? No, I'm being very serious.
Oh.
Obviously, you didn't croak this week, so you didn't have any heart issues.
No, not this week.
Okay, so how has your week been? And the reason we want to recap this is because we go for, we do it just every Saturday. So I want to know, Dees, how was your week?
Pretty uneventful. Spent it on my hands and knees, but not quite like the vice president is known to do.
Yeah, Kamala Harris. Well, you know what? If you want to get ahead in life, you got to. Yeah. Anyway, so moving on. We'll just forget that ever happened, right? My week was pretty good. I got a safe.
Yes.
I actually got my first actual safe, and it's a huge one.
Yeah,
it's not one, and it goes
not
like
a
this.
safe. That's a vault.
That's a vault. I could literally hide bodies in that thing, couldn't I?
Yeah.
I mean, it's huge. I want to give a big shout out to the guy that actually helped me get that safe moved and get it into my house, Ed at Gelco Supply out of Gibson City. He did a pretty darn good job. If you need a safe move, look these guys up, get a hold of them. It was impressive, to say the least. Because, so my initial thing was bring my bros over.
What is that, 6 foot?
Yeah, it's 6 foot tall, yeah.
And two, like, more than 2 feet deep?
Yes, more than 2 feet deep. Yes, sir.
I mean, you could get a few bodies in there as long as they weren't,
There, you could put a lot of dead prostitutes in there. You really could.
Yeah.
Anyway, so no, my initial thought on getting this thing in the house was I'm not going to hire somebody to bring this thing in. I can figure this out because I'm a pretty smart dude. I'd get my bros over here, buy them a pizza and a 6-pack of beer, and then after seeing this thing come in, there would have been a fatality. I'm serious. Somebody would have gotten injured, and I would have been on the hook for it. These guys came in. No, I'm serious. They came in and
massive.
They had one of those big motorized dollies that the wheels go to the front step, and then it brings the thing up, and then they jump the wheels up, and it was pretty cool. So those guys know what they're doing. Ed at Gelco Supply, thank you very much for coming out and showing up when you said you were going to show up and doing what you said you were going to do and not destroying my house in the process. You're talking about 1,000-pound safe, so that was pretty cool. So
I still don't know why you need a safe that big to store all that macaroni and cheese, but
you never know.
Well, yeah.
SHTF, you never know. You may need that macaroni and cheese someday. So anyway, we've got a busy show for everybody.
SHTF. What?
Hit the fan.
Oh, I got you.
Hey, stop me if I'm too fast for you, Dees.
Well, I thought you were trying to tell me STFU.
What are you talking about?
Shut the up.
Okay.
And thought maybe you got a, bit dyslexic, and so that's why I was like, what?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
I got you.
I'm not dyslexic, so don't worry about that. Anyway, we got a lot of news. So this Hunter Biden thing, Devon Archer testifying, not under oath, by the way, which is something I want to get into. There's a lot of stuff about this that seems like wins.
He wasn't?
No, he was not under oath.
Odd.
Yeah. Wasn't that odd he wasn't under oath? He could have said anything he wanted to. He was not under oath for this whole thing.
I don't think that's that's not a good thing, I don't believe.
It's not a good thing because when you look at it, you've got the rights going, hey, major win, which the right did get some major wins. We're going to start this one in the next segment. The right got some major wins out of this. The left got some wins too. But here's the thing. I have a theory on this, and this is my theory with it. Devon Archer wasn't under oath for a reason, okay? He went in and he corroborated everything that could possibly tie him to it, that could possibly have evidence, whether it's a timestamp on one of Hunter Biden's pornographic videos of him being at his daddy's house, okay, whether it's witness testimony, whether it's geolocation, whether it's phone records, could put him there with these people. That was the honest part. The unhonest part was what went on. And we're going to get into this. I've got all the quotes. You know, he was saying that Joe Biden talked to these Ukrainians at Burisma and these Chinese foreign nationals. And when he got on the phone, when Hunter Biden was there and Devon Archer was supposedly there, which he wasn't there for every phone call, so I don't know how he knows what went on anyway. He's saying, oh, yeah, Joe talked about the weather and this and that. Really? You think Joe Biden talked about the weather with Chinese businessmen?
Did Archer say that?
Archer said that. I've got it pulled up.
Okay, because I saw Goldman was going off about it, and
I mean, who's going to believe this? So first of all, and we touched on this last week with Karine Jean-Pierre, America's first French black lesbian press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, and she changed the story. She said that the answer hasn't changed, but it did, because she had said when they asked about Hunter's foreign business deals and Joe Biden knowing about it, which the answer was always Joe Biden's never discussed business with Hunter Biden, right? That's been that for years.
Nothing to do with,
Nothing to do with it. And then last week she changed it and said Joe Biden is not in business with his son Hunter. So obviously it changed, and this proves it changed. He ran on this. He ran his campaign on the fact that he never discussed, and he said this, he never discussed his Hunter Biden's business deals. Flat out lie. Flat out frickin' lie. Okay?
Well, yeah, there's the email that Devon Archer disclosed. Or the letter, I'm sorry, not an email.
He had no choice.
It was a not handwritten, but hand-signed letter from Joe, basically like saying, I'm so glad you guys are working together and blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, it's...
The cat's out of the bag, and Jonathan Turley, and we're going to get into this more in the second and third segments. Jonathan Turley has come out and said this is the end of Joe Biden. And I'm telling you something, if this does not get Joe Biden impeached and get him out of the White House, we're screwed. We are done at that point. If they've got that much pull, and it goes back to that thing I was talking about, the elites are going to stick together. There's a reason that you have a certain number of Republicans and almost all the Democrats that are standing by him. Stand by your man or woman or whatever gender it is at this point in time. I don't know what it is. But there's a reason for that because they're all complicit in this. They've all been grifting. It's just Joe Biden is the king of the grifters at this point. So, there's one thing that we were doing show prep, and we always look for breaking news and whatnot. And I got to say this, with the thing going on in Ukraine right now, something really stuck out to me, Deez. This is the headline. Nuclear war would be more devastating for Earth's climate than Cold War predictions, even with fewer weapons. A war in which even a fraction of these bombs were detonated would create blast waves and fires capable of killing millions of people almost instantly. The radiation-induced cancers and genetic damage would affect the remaining population for generations. But what sort of world would remain amid the radioactive fallout? For the last 4 decades, scientists modeling the Earth's system have run computer simulations to find out. They're more worried about climate change. I'm going to tell you something, folks. Look,
the climate would definitely be changed.
The climate would be changed, and you'd either be incinerated or die a slow and painful death. Just to see headlines like this. Like that one we talked about, it was probably a couple months ago. How would nuclear war affect the Earth's climate? Does anybody really give a damn? Do you? Do you care if it warms up a little bit, like in the next 1,000 years after a nuclear war?
No, that's going to be the least of our worries.
There's famine and crime and all this other stuff. And that's if you survive. It's survival of the fittest, and you're worried about the climate changing? I don't care if it gets a little bit warmer. What about nuclear winter?
Yeah.
Would nuclear winter offset global warming?
The only thing you're going to need to worry about is if we have a global thermonuclear war is how much ammo do you have?
How much ammo and food
Yeah.
stores do you have? I mean, that's the big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, are you prepped for that?
Well, if you have enough ammo, you have all the food you could ever want, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Not to mention the fact, if you live in America, I mean, look, living in the United States of America right now, my last concern is that the temperature has gone up 0.5 degrees in the past 140 years. Okay, Trump just got indicted. He just got arraigned. All right? They actually took him in again and fingerprinted him and put him in custody.
How stupid is that? I'm sorry to cut you off.
It's extremely
stupid. He was the president of.
You're telling me
you already got his damn fingerprints.
You're telling me that he's not already on record?
Right.
And how about this? Here's another one for you right here. What they're indicting him over is nothing. It's protected constitutionally.
Yeah,
he questioned the election.
Well, I got a whole diatribe on that here coming up.
Well, we're going to go for it because
we're not.
got a whole diatribe of how many people in the past 20 years have contested elections, and they've never been barred from running for public office. They've never been accused of treason. Oh, this is the old Donzo and D show. Right here on Cities 92.9.
It's about to go down.
It's about to go down, and we'll be right back after these commercial massages. Yeah, I tell you, go down like Kamala Harris.